Hi everyone, it's Kelly from Kellie's Bead Boutique. So we're back to my love of leather. You know how much I love my leather and I love my pearls. And you know, I do some of my best thinking when I'm laying there in bed trying to think, what am I going to make for a project? So I was like, oh, I don't think I've done a simple pearl bracelet in a while. So that's what I'm going to make today. Using some leather and a really nice pearl, I'm going to create a really fun, super simple, and really affordable bracelet. So if you want to see what I'm making, come and join me. Okay, so to make our leather and pearl bracelet, I have about 30 inches of 1.5 millimeter black leather. Now you will have a few different choices of leather that you can pick if you decide to buy this kit. And I have a nice big juicy sort of puffy coin pearl that has a large hole drilled in it. I have one of our sliders that you're going to put on the back side of it. I have a barrel knot tube. I have 4 little decorative tubes, and for tools and supplies we're just going to be using a pair of cutters and some GS Hypo cement. So let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find the center of my leather by placing on my yummy pearl here. I'm going to push that through and I'm going to bring it down to the center. Now this doesn't have to be exact, but you do want to try to make it as close as you can so that you have even amounts on both sides. So what I need to do is I need to put a knot right here. So I just kind of mark that with my thumbnail, pull it back, and I know that I need to start my first knot right about there. So I'm going to take my barrel knot tube, and I'm only going to do a 2-knot barrel wrap this time. So I'm going to go around once, and then working towards my left hand, I'm going to go twice. Now I'm going to grab hold of that, take my end, and I'm going to run it through, pull the little barrel knot tube off, and then tighten up my knot. So this is just going to make a little knot there, and I don't want to pull so hard that I break my leather, but I'm sort of pushing and pulling, and I want to tighten that in there. Now I'm going to repeat on the other side. So I'm going to push my knot up there, and then I'm going to take my barrel knot tube, and now you sort of have to put it off to the side a bit. So I'm going to go around once and twice, working towards the left side there. Come in from the left, go in the back side, pull the little tube out, and create my knot. And then just kind of use your thumbnail just to sort of push that up. And that's just going to create a nice little knot on either side. Now we're just going to add a little bit of a decorative feature on here. So I'm going to put one of these large hole beads, and again I'm going to create a 2-wrap barrel knot. Usually I do 3, so this is a little weird for me. So I'm going to go once and twice. Now I did try it with 3, but I just didn't like the way that it looked. I'll show you the difference, and if you want to have 3, you can do 3 on yours because there's lots of leather here. So this will be available in kit form. You just go into the description box below the video, and you can choose, it'll take you right to my website, and you can choose the colors that you want. All right, and then I'm going to repeat on the other side. So I'm going to put another one of my decorative beads and take my barrel knot, go around once, twice, and always come in through the back side. A lot of people go in through the front, and that's how you end up with that piece of leather across your knot. So you want to make sure you're going in the right direction. I know it's hard to see because I've got my fingers all in the place, but you need to sort of cover it up as you're starting to do it, or else the knot will kind of get away from you. Okay, so just kind of scrunch that in. So now we've got kind of a nice little decorative feature. So now what I want to do is take my cutters, and on one end I'm going to cut a really sharp angle, and that will make this whole process easier. So now I'm going to take my blunt end and put it through the what I'm using here is a little silicone slider as a clasp. So this one has a larger hole. This can accommodate up to 2 pieces of 1 to 1.5 leather. So it's nice because you can use it instead of a clasp. So I'm going to put one end through. Now it's got a bit of room in there, but you want to make sure that this is easy to get through. So I've created that little point, and then I just sort of push that through, and then you can grab hold of that and give it a pull. So now what I want to do is kind of line up the clasp across from the pearl, and then I want to make sure I can get it through or over top of my hand. So that's really large. I've left a lot of extra leather so that you can make your knots much easier. If you only have just a little bit of leather, it's impossible to make nice knots. So again, keeping that centered, I want to make it a little bit smaller, make sure that I can fit that across my hand, and that fits perfectly across my hand. So I know that's where I want to stop for my sizing. So it just has to fit over your hand first. So now I want to go about here. I'm going to go about maybe a ½ an inch away from here, and I want to be careful that I'm not moving that. I'm going to create another succession of knots. So I'm just going to go once, twice, come in the back side, pull that out, and I put my thumb right where I want that knot to end up, so that makes it so that it doesn't move down too far. Then I'm going to put on one of these little decorative large hole beads, and I'm going to repeat. So I'm going to go once, twice, come in the back end, pull that off, and then that one wanted to get away from me. See, I didn't hold on to it, so you have to really watch that you're paying attention. So now I'm going to have to do that one again, maybe, or can I salvage that one? Yeah, nope. It kind of got away from me, and that's because I took my fingers off the knot. So let's do that again. So we're going to go once, twice. Now I need to hold on to that knot and not let go of it. Go in through the back side, grab hold of that knot again, pull that through, and then now when I go to tighten it up, it doesn't go all over the place. So sometimes me having a little bit of a mistake is a good learning tool. Okay, so now I'm going to repeat that on the other side. So this is really simple and basic when it's on, but that's sometimes the best thing, is just to have it a nice, simple, easy thing. Let's do my knot there. Again, I'm going to place my thumb where I want that knot to be, and I want it about a ½ an inch away because I want it to be the same as the other side. So I'm placing my thumb right there, and I'm going to just push against it. I'm going to put my large hole bead on, and then I'm going to do my wrap. So now what I want to do is I want to trim this off. So you can make it your own. You can leave a long dangle, or you can finish this off any way you would like. But I'm going to do a relatively short cut there. And never throw these pieces out. You never know. You might use them on a little something. So I always keep my little pieces of leather. Now I'm going to take some of my GS Hypo, because this is the part here that's going to take the most punishment. So I'm going to make sure that I put a good amount of GS Hypo right in that little end there. I'm going to go all the way around, and I'm going to repeat on the other side. You don't need to do it on any other parts of it, but just this end, because that's the part that we're going to be sort of pushing and pulling to get it off and on. So I'm going to let this dry, and then I'll come back and show you how it looks. So there you go. There we have our sort of puffy coin pearl leather bracelet. This comes together in no time flat. Now you can see here's the first one I made, where I used 3 on either side versus the 2. And so you can make it either way that you like. I think the 2 looks a little nicer than the 3. I find that that's just a bit too much leather. But I made this one for myself, so I'm going to wear it all the time. So what I do to put it on is I just open that up. I grab hold of one end and grab the other, and I sort of pull and make sure that that's sort of centered, and then those just kind of dangle, and then you've got a nice little bracelet. Now you can hardly see it because I've got it mixed in with everything else here today, but I think this one is really cute. So again, this will be available in kit form. You'll be able to choose your leather, and you should be able to choose your metal colors. I will have a look and see what I can put together. It's going to be pretty affordable and pretty easy to do, and again, this would make a really lovely gift. So if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment. I love to hear from everybody, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please make sure that you do so. I want to thank you so much for watching, and we will see you on the next one.